comments are in. People want to know, what kind of equipment do I use at a pro level? Stay tuned to find out. Hi, I'm Jesse Carroll, professional voice actor and coach, and this week is coming straight from the comments. There was a few people that asked what kind of equipment I use at a pro level, and I'm gonna break it down for you right now. You know, to be honest, before we even get into this, the equipment only matters so much that you have baseline professional equipment, okay? You don't need to spend $100,000 on super fancy stuff. I didn't. All the pro level equipment that I've got, it's all the same stuff that I had 8 months into my VO journey. I had all this in my first year, and I paid for it with money that I was making. So that being said, just know that I'm gonna tell you the fancy stuff I got, which isn't really that fancy, and it's attainable, you know? And you also don't need it. As long as you have baseline equipment, that's fine. And if you wanna know what baseline equipment I suggest for VoiceOver, look in the description below, and there's a link to my free gear guide, and that has some of my personal recommendations. You can talk to some other professional VOs out there. They'll steer you in the right direction. You don't need to spend a ton of money. And the stuff I'm about to tell you, you can also rent it. You can rent it from a music store if you want. So here we go. The first most prized piece of possession that I have, the first piece of equipment I'm going to talk about is my microphone, which is actually right here. You can't see it. It's a Sennheiser 416, and it is a shotgun microphone, and depending on where you are, it's worth about $1,000. The cool thing that I like about this mic is that because it's a shotgun mic and it only picks up the sound that you're pointing it at, so it's pointing directly at my mouth, and that's the sound it's picking up. I live in New York City, and my building's pretty noisy. There's street noise, and this gets rid of a lot of that. It's not a magic bullet, but if I was using something like a Neumann TLM 103, which is a fantastic mic, I love the way the Neumann sound, it would pick up everything in my building. I wouldn't be able to use it in here. I'd just be using I'd be using noise reduction software all day, and it would be a pain in the butt. So I use the Sennheiser 416. I love it. It's perfect for at-home recording. And if you have noise issues in your building, check it out. Maybe it'll work for you. You can always rent it too. I think before I bought it, I rented it and this is back in Canada where everything's more expensive too. I was renting the Sennheiser 416 for like, I think $60 a month. So, you know, you can always rent these mics before you try them out. So that's what I got. Sennheiser 416. That is my mic. When I did buy it, it cost me, I think it was $1,100 Canadian, so probably about $800 American, and yeah, that's my mic. So the next piece of equipment that I have, which is probably the most expensive piece that I have, is my MacBook M2, my MacBook Pro M2. It's about $2,500, maybe a little bit more, I guess, after tax. But yeah, it's not needed, but I wanted to upgrade because the entire time I was doing VoiceOver, I was running off of like a 2012 MacBook Pro the whole time for the last 7 years. I just got this new MacBook Pro because everything was starting to slow down on my other one. It was affecting how quickly I could edit and everything. So I spent the money and upgraded, and MacBook Pros are great. They're fantastic. Again, not needed. If you have something that doesn't lag, if it's not slowing down, if you're using a PC, whatever it is, as long as you're able to edit at full speed, then you don't need a brand new computer. You're fine. Aside from the computer, the microphone, I also have my interface, which is an Apollo Twin Duo, which is a fantastic interface. Now, this interface is about $1,000, give or take, depending if you get it new or used or where you buy it, if it's on sale. The key to this thing is that it comes with a few plugins, but you buy plugins for it. And it can emulate the sound of classic processors. Like I have an Avalon on there, a Manley Voxbox. I've got some noise reduction software plugins. I've got a de-esser. My S's are pretty sibilant. I say a lot of S's. Yeah, and that's why I like it, because I use a lot of processors. You don't need one. If you don't have an interest in using plugins, don't get what I got. You know, there's pretty much no difference in sound quality between a UAD Apollo Twin Duo or a Focusrite Scarlett Solo. The difference between the two, without the plugins, is the price. The Scarlett's like $150 or something like that. Maybe you pick one up for like $125, $100 on sale, as opposed to $1,000 for the UAD Apollo. Now, it's actually kind of funny because the Apollo, the only reason to get it is because of the plugins. And the plugins are like $300-400 each, right? So the plugins are expensive, but the unit's also expensive. Makes no sense. The unit should be cheap, and then you buy the plugins for an expensive price, but they really get you on that one. but I love the sound. And if you do get it, I would invest in getting an audio engineer to tell you what kind of plugins you need, what they suggest, and then get them to set it up for you. I didn't set that up myself. I know I just talked about this in the last video. George's Tech and Jordan Reynolds, they both set up processors for me inside that thing. But yeah, it's great. It does the job, and then some. It's a fancy dancy little piece of equipment, but again, not needed. Focusrite Scarlett will do fine. So that's pretty much the hardware. Some other things that I have to make life easier is I have an iPad that I read off of, and I have it on a stand right beside my mic, and that helps a lot, makes things comfortable. I always stand up when I'm reading. I don't sit down. I think that takes a lot of the energy out of it. And one thing I would definitely say, there's a piece of equipment that a lot of people suggest. A lot of people have. They look cool as hell, but they're not that great. Sound booths. So I had for years a Studio Bricks VO Edition sound booth. It cost me about $13,000. I had it imported from Spain to Canada. I live in New York now, so I couldn't bring it with me, so I sold it. And it was great. It looks amazing in Instagram Reels and social media videos. Does it sound any better than a walk-in closet? No, it doesn't. And if you're watching this, and if you have a Studio Bricks, you know I'm right. It doesn't sound any better than a closet. Neither does a whisper room. Does it block out 100% of the noise? Absolutely not. I lived downtown Vancouver, and I thought from the demonstrations you see online, they make it look very good. I thought that, if you have a Studio Bricks or whisper room, it would cut out traffic, noise, honking, all that. It does not. You can still hear it all. It's not soundproof. So if you're going to invest in a sound booth, make sure you need it, or you're making so much that it doesn't matter. At the time, yeah, I was making a lot of money in VoiceOver. I still am. And I thought I needed one, but I thought it was going to give me total soundproofing, and it didn't. But what it did do, because I'm a taller person, I'm a bigger guy, because it was 4x5, it made the room sound kind of boxy, My closet, the closet that I record out of now, it's much bigger than a Studio Bricks. Doesn't sound boxy at all. It sounds better than a Studio Bricks. So if you're a little person, a smaller person, and you're recording in a Studio Bricks, probably sounds a lot better than if you're a larger person because you're taking up more space. And it just doesn't sound, it sounds boxy. I guess that's the only way to explain it. So I'll tell you right now that let me save you the $10,000 plus investment. You do not need a sound booth unless you want to look really cool in social media videos, or if you're calling into a podcast and you've got your headphones on and your microphone. It makes you look super professional. Does it sound better? No. And a lot of cases it sounds worse. So if you have access to a walk-in closet, just use that. Take all the stuff out and turn it into a whisper room. Turn it into a Studio Bricks, because that's all Studio Bricks in a whisper room is. It's a built-up closet. So that's that. You don't need it. That's all the high-tech super pro equipment, really, but it's not that much better than the basic stuff that you should start with. If you get a Rode NT1A, a Scarlett, and you've got a computer that works, you got all the cables and everything, you get an iPad on a stand, you're golden. You don't need any of the high-tech stuff. But if you like it and you like how your voice sounds on it, then start upgrading. But upgrade with the profits that you're making in VoiceOver. You don't need to just go out and get that stuff and then start VoiceOver once you have top-of-the-line equipment. No. The only thing I say is don't start with a USB mic. Make sure that you're starting with an XLR mic. If you don't know what that is, Google it. I don't know. Maybe my editor will put that on the screen, the difference between a USB input and an XLR input. A USB sounds digital. You can hear it. They're getting better, but they're not there yet. You definitely want to use an XLR mic. Just download my gear guide. It'll give you some direction, and ask some other professional VOs. I'm not the be all end all. I appreciate everybody that's leaving all the nice comments and all that, but I'm not right about everything. All I can give you is my opinion from the stuff that I've experienced. That's it. So I hope this helps. That's all my gear. This is a super short one. If you guys want me to do videos about other things, you want me to clear some things up for you, if you have questions about how to get work, where to get work, or anything VoiceOver related, let me know in the comments and I'll make a video about it, okay? And if you've been watching this channel and you're not in VoiceOver and you're thinking about taking the deep dive into that world of VoiceOver, I've developed a course called the VoiceOver Jumpstart. It's a 6-week course, and you'll be working directly with moi. I don't know why I just tapped myself. You'll be working with me And it's a hybrid course. So you work online, 6-week course. It drips out over 6 weeks, and you work directly with me as well. And if that's something that sounds interesting to you, check the description below. Book a one-on-one call. Let's chat about it. Let's see if it's a fit. And if you're a pro VO and you're just not getting the kind of work that you want, hit me up as well. We'll do an interview. I'll see if I can help you get to the goals that you want to set for yourself. All right. Other than that, I've been Jesse Carroll. Thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing. It's been a wild ride. I think I'm at 700 subscribers right now. The last video I put out, I was at 500 subscribers. So it's really trucking along. And keep the comments coming. Even the weird ones. Even the people that tell me, hey, I talk too much in the beginning. Just get to the point and all that. Listen, I make these videos for you guys. Yes, I do make these videos for you, but I make them for me too. And I have fun talking and I have fun making them. Don't take the fun away from me, okay? As my acting teacher, Terry Knickerbocker, says, I'm not an ATM, okay? I'm not gonna get on here and just be like, here's your question, here's the answer. See you later. I could do that in 30 seconds. I like to try and entertain you guys as well. So if you find me entertaining, that's great. If you don't find me entertaining, that's cool. Don't watch. But again, thank you very much, everybody, for all the support. I really appreciate you. And let's see if we can keep this going. Hopefully by the next time I make a video, we'll be at what? 1,000 subscribers. That's a big milestone, and hope I get there. I'm gonna get there, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you very much, and let me know what videos you want to see next. All right, so that's it. That's my rant, and we will see you in the next one.